folks, welcome back to Auto Freaks. We've got something really special today, a little pocket rocket called the Suzuki Swift Sport 6-speed manual. Thank you Suzuki Malaysia Automobiles for giving us this car. We're gonna have some fun today. Let's go! Today we've got the Suzuki Swift Sport manual. Now there is an auto version, but this is the manual and it's going to be a lot of fun. But first, let's see what's under the hood. It's got a 1.6 litre engine with about 136 PS and about 160 Newton meters of torque. Now those might not be mind-boggling figures, but try to remember this car weighs a scant 1,000 and a little bit kilos. So that's really good power to weight. It's time to find out what she feels like on the road. Let's go. Hey folks, welcome back to Auto Freaks. So today we've got the Suzuki Swift Sport manual. Now there is a CVT variant available, but this one is for that little boy racer in you that refuses to grow up. Now if you're going to buy a car just to go from A to B, there are several choices out there. But if you want something a little bit special, a little bit fun, just to play around with on weekends, then you might want to give this car a little bit of thought. Now, what Suzuki have done is that they've made no excuses about this car. It's a little hot hatch. It's a little pocket rocket. This is a little bottle rocket with a little bit of fuse in it. And all you have to do is light that fuse. It's got a stop-start button and it's got about 136 brake horsepower under the bonnet. It's got about 160 Newton meters of torque, which might not seem a lot. But remember, this car weighs only about 1,000 kg. Only 1,000 kg. So your power to weight is really good. It's a little bit light, it's a little bit stiff, but that's to be expected. Now, Suzuki have stiffened up the suspension by about 15% up front and a whopping 30% at the back. So you're going to feel a little bit of bump, you're going to feel a little bit of undulation, but once you get to a road that's full of twists and turns and basically your favorite road, which is what we're heading to right now, you're going to find out why this was a right choice. It's also a little bit cheaper than the auto. This car is priced at about just below 100,000 ringgit. The auto is priced at about 102. So not many people want a 6-speed manual, but if you are the type that likes a manual, like me, you're going to want to have a look at this car. Now in terms of active and passive safety, Suzuki have done a very good job with this car. It may be small, but it's got 6 airbags. It's got ABS, EBD, brake assist, stability control, ISOFIX seats, and the list goes on and on. It's even got hill start assist, especially for a manual, which is really, really important. If you're on a hill, everybody knows the hardest part to get through the driving test is releasing the clutch, releasing the handbrake, pressing the accelerator, and moving off. Well, this car won't roll back if you're on a hill and you have to do that. Very important for a manual. Good one, Suzuki. Now in terms of performance, this car's got about 136 PS under the bonnet and about 160 Newton meters of torque. It'll do the Century Sprint in about 8.7 seconds. Now these figures might not be really great, but just remember, this car weighs in just over 1,000 kilos. That's really good power to weight. In terms of ride and handling, Suzuki have stiffened up the suspension a little bit for this model. It's 15% stiffer in front, 30% stiffer at the back. Now, what this relates to is a slightly firmer ride, and I'm not going to say harsh because it's not harsh. It's very firm. It's sure-footed, and it gives you just that little bit extra compared to the previous model. They've done a good job with this, so congrats. So there you have it, folks. So if you liked the video, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and ultimately subscribe, and look out for a lot more great videos coming up on autofreaks.net.